Hey, what's up? Plum Bob and Justin. I think you guys were the first two last time. Julius Mind Magic, is that what we're discussing for the theories? Will the stream go unlisted? No. Well, yeah, I mean, it'll go unlisted, but I will put a link on the community tab so that you can go watch it. Yeah, let me know how the audio is going, guys. I tested it before, but sometimes the settings change randomly on my computer. So, what's up, Sky? What's up, Quan Vlogs? Hey, it's just a theory, a Black Clover theory. Oh, some game theory. Thanks for watching. What's up, Demetrius? What's up, Adrian? Matt, you fell off. Oh no. I feel like you're going to be pissing some people off this stream. Alright, guys. I have theories to talk about, but I want to hear what your guys' theories are. I'll try and read them all, but if you definitely want yours to be heard, then you can super chat, because no matter what the like you put in there, I will definitely read it, but I will try and get as many as possible. I just find good. Noct is a spy for Lucius, and would that be probably go with Griffix, and that would be is maybe Noct evil. I think that is actually a pretty interesting theory. I saw that, and I can't remember what Discord I was in, and I went and saw that theory that I think it was like Julius is technically, or Julius and Lucius are connected, and then Noct got sent to the Spade Kingdom. Julius knew about that, and Noct learned all of this. Noct was also watching Asta the entire time. Like when we see Noct, we see that he basically he remembers all of Asta's life, and with what Julius was planning, well, technically Lucius, and we don't know the full relationship yet because it's Black Clover's on the 3 month hiatus. Yeah, it very well could be that Noct is evil, or I think it could be that he is just a pawn. Actually, I feel like it'd be more likely that he is a pawn than he's actually evil or used as a spy. Like I think that it'd be more like a pawn. I don't know, because he does seem to be good, even though he is kind of edgy, but he basically just regrets what he did. It caused his family and everybody else to die because he wanted to go summon and contract with Lucifugus. So I think that's a good theory. That he was a spy, I don't know, but he made a fake identity and everything with him being Julius. We're talking about Noct? Training arc in Yami's home country. Yami dying by the end. Final arc takes place in heaven. These are less theories and more speculation, though. I think that we will get a training arc in Yami's home country, and Yami could very well die at the end. But I don't know about the final arc taking place in heaven. I just don't know what I feel about that. And of course now some guy is just fucking spamming his car outside. But anyways, we are in the final arc. Yeah, this is the final arc. Well, actually, this is the final saga. Very well, there could be multiple arcs within this final saga. Just like the Spade saga it's a saga, but there's 2 arcs within it, and then the Elf saga had several arcs in that. So, thoughts on Soul Magic Lucius? I think that's probably the most likely magic that we'll get for him. I think that I think Soul Magic is the most likely. So, Discord boys, we in here. Yeah. Actually, let me go grab a link so you guys can join my Discord. I've been in a lot more. I've been in my Discord a lot more, so I think it's a good idea to start promoting it, because just to talk with you guys and stuff like that is fun. So let me find the perma link and I will drop it in the chat. And if you guys have a Discord, it'll make it very easy for you guys to join. We all need to stop NFT phobia. I don't think that is true. I think that just keep stopping it. So I'm gonna put a link to my Discord in there. I also start promoting. I put it on my community tab, so you can also just go to my community tab and you go in there. But so if you ever have suggestions or theories or any sort of power scaling talk for Black Clover, you can go into my Discord. You can even at me if you have a good idea, and I'll come and try and take a look at it. So yeah, the server is called Cloverheim. So you're gonna make Black Clover NFTs out of spite. Good luck with that lawsuit. You Shueisha and TV Tokyo or whatever, how crazy they are with copyright. I guess no, actually, you know what? You might get under the radar, because if you're just using images and not in videos, you might be fine. But that's definitely a force to be reckoned with there. So one of my theories, I guess I'll talk with the first one, because there's some minor theories I thought I'd talk about. I will probably make some into videos, but that's to do with the thumbnail itself, and that is with the missing, not missing, I guess, mysterious, one of the 8 shining generals, the diamond generals. And then you can see that's the gnome, which is the earth spirit, because we know that Tabata is taking like inspiration from these 4 elementals for the spirits in Black Clover. And like common fantasy, the 4 spirits are the water spirit Undine, the wind spirit Sylph, the fire spirit Salamander, and then the earth spirit Gnome. And because 3 of them are in Black Clover, we'd have to assume that the last one is the gnome, just based on what he's taking it from. And because the Diamond Kingdom is more of a kingdom of like minerals and earth, I would assume that this general might be contracted, or not actually contracted, but he has the earth spirit gnome, and that's why he was shown and then never shown again, just to kind of build up and foreshadow that this will he will be there. So either I think this guy will be in the movie, which may be less likely because I feel like that might have been brought up in this arc if it was, but then again, adding canon movies to manga and anime can be hard to then, you know, harken back to at later points in the timeline. But which general? I'm talking about the mysterious general. There's one of the diamond generals. If you look, I think it's chapter 79. I'll look it up. We get a full view of all the diamond generals, and we've now seen all of them except for the one in the middle with the mysterious shadow. He's the one in the thumbnail. I had Arto de Biro. I commissioned him to do that thumbnail and do that art. So that is who I think is going to be with the Earth Spirit gnome. God, I forget when I stream how slow my computer gets. But I think it's chapter 79. Yep, it is. I'll put it on stream real quick. But also it's possibly Sebek time. I can talk about that a little bit more. So yeah, there is that Diamond General right here. We do not ever see him in the manga yet, besides that one panel. So that's why I think that he is going to be important. Okay, but what evidence do you have? We literally saw the guy in one panel. Did you not listen to me? He has to be very important because Tabata has shown the other captains, or the other generals, and we know that the Diamond Mage, or the Diamond Kingdoms, is a lot more mineral and earth based in their mining community. We've seen this, and so it makes sense that the Earth and Spirit Gnome would be with it. I'm not saying this is like a theory that's gonna 100% happen, so I don't really need to put together the evidence because it's not a claim. It's just a theory. It's not like my other theories. Like, I was basically making the claim that Lucius, or that Julius was the Force Zagratis with the Time Devil. This is just like minor theories that, you know, they don't have to be fully fleshed out. Is the Earth Spirit just the Dwarf King himself? Is that why the dwarves are so powerful? I mean, it could be, but that's not necessarily how it works in typical fantasy. So I guess I keep seeing this being brought up, so I'll talk about it. But it's from Joshua, and I know other people talked about it, but why do you think Asta time traveled? Well, for one, it wasn't confirmed, but one of my other theories that the Dark Triad were sent forward in time, it's pretty much very close to being confirmed, because now that we know the Time Devil was working with the Triad, or now, what is it, the Quartet, the Dark Quartet, the Dark Triad didn't get any ages, and also in chapter 231, which takes place after the 6-month time skip, Dante asks Zenon, "Are you used to using devil power now?" Which wouldn't make sense if they weren't sent forward in time, because we know that Zenon had a devil or devil power when he took over the Spade Kingdom, because we see that in the flashbacks with Yuno. So the fact that he is not, that you know, he had devil power, it makes no sense unless if he was sent forward in time. Also, same thing with Vonica. She could use like 40% devil power immediately, and then she talks about 40% devil power in the anime as well. This is not in the manga, but it's stated in the anime. But then we are supposed to believe that only, like, you know, after 16 years of training or 17 years of training, she only gets to like 70% devil power. And then when we compare that with that the Asta got sent forward in time, that mainly comes from essentially in the anime scene for when Lasita drops Asta off at the church. The ancient demon skeletons, the skeleton of Demon Licht, is not in the background. Which would mean that if it's not there, that means that Asta was dropped off at the church. before Licht died, which means that Asta was born over 500 years ago in the story. And sure, that is like anime, could be anime weirdness or an anime error. I don't believe so, because we also have to remember here that Sekre, she was knocked out for several years after she turned into a bird. And then after that, she says she guarded the five-leaf clover grimoire, which Lasita had the five-leaf clover grimoire, which shows that Sekre really wasn't guarding it, which adds more evidence that this was the time period, because Sekre got turned into a bird, then she was asleep for several years. This would mean that she had to find the grimoire while she was asleep for several years. And there's also just a bunch of other evidence, like when Lasita drops Asta off at the church, the tree is filled with leaves, which means it's filled with life. And then also, it is the church is in good condition. But then when we see the father take Asta and Yuno up out of the from the front of the church is shabby and the tree is dead. So sure, the tree could be dead from Lasita, but the church itself being in bad condition would add evidence. So there's also a bunch of other evidence that I'm kind of forgetting about. But thanks, Matt, for the donation. NASCAR is not a sport. I know a lot of people would agree with you, but also a lot of people would disagree with you. It definitely takes a lot out of you, though. What's up, Faith? How's it going, man? Wait, is Morris dead? Griffix, yeah, it's basically Lucifer took all the life from him. I still think that he could probably come back, though. That being an anime error would be weird with how massive and important that skull is. It's not something you can forget to include. Yeah, and like it does just adds more to the credence that why did Lasita have the grimoire when Sekre was supposed to be watching it over? But she was knocked out for the first few years of her being a bird, which would add with the timeline. So that is partially why I think that, either Lucius or Osteroth sent Asta forward in time. Do I think the anime will return anytime soon? So my theory is that the anime will return if the movie does well. If the movie does well, like if they have a benchmark for how the movie needs to do, then I think that, and they hit that, the anime will return. So, but I think that since the movie's coming out in 2023, the anime will not come back till, I think the earliest will be 2024, if not 2025. Has the Black Bulls just straight up killed somebody yet? Yeah, I believe Luck has killed people. RTL, I'm good, man. Just finished doing my own stream, and now I'm watching Mavericks vs. Suns. Oh, nice. Who are you rooting for? Have you read One Piece? Matt, you already know this. Yes, I read the first, 350 chapters. From Joshua. Oh, I see where you're going, but then that building is over 500 years old and has always been a church/orphanage. I would say so, yeah. I mean, there's more evidence to it, in that scene where she drops him off at the church. You see behind her where the demon skeleton should be are these buildings that are fully there. But then in later scenes where Asta's there, those buildings are completely ruined. The ruined remains of those buildings. So there's also the omission of seeing Yuno's cradle being placed at the doorstep, supposedly next to Asta by the spade retainer's wind magic. The only time we see them together was being picked up. Exactly, yeah. I'll go watch the movie 1,000 times to make sure it makes it mark. Yeah, this will be the first anime movie that I'll definitely see multiple times in theater. I've seen several others like My Hero, Jujutsu Kaisen, and stuff like that, Demon Slayer. But every time I saw those, I only saw them once in theater. I guess the Broly and then also Revival of F. But this one I'll definitely see at least twice. Probably 3 times, though. Came on. Hey, Broku, do you know what the movie will be about? So I actually had a theory about this a while ago. I believe that it will have to do... Well, it's likely going to be anime canon. Or not anime canon. It's likely going to be canon because a lot of movies are trending to be canon, like with My Hero Academia. And so in the actual trailers and the promotional material, Asta does not have his devil arm, which essentially would have to confirm that this takes place right before chapter 229 of the manga, when he goes to fight that spade base that are stealing mana from the spade citizens. So right before the end of the 6-month time cycle, I would think. So that'll probably have to do with that. And I think one of my theories that it will have to do with this Diamond General and this Earth Spirit gnome. But then again, it's also are they really going to use the Earth Spirit for a movie? I don't know. But I think the movie's going to be great, and I think that it will help revitalize the fandom. Maybe you can bring new fans to the series. That is pretty common for movies. Because it's probably going to be one of those movies, with every My Hero Academia movie, they kind of give you a summary in the beginning, so you don't necessarily need to know the full story of My Hero Academia to watch the movies. It's definitely the case. Like I took people to the movie with me to the My Hero Academia movies who had never seen or read My Hero Academia, and they understood the movie without any of it. So even if people aren't caught up with Black Clover in the anime or the manga, people will probably still be able to understand it. So I think that this could help blow up the series. But yeah, I remember it makes sense, but 500 years is wild. But something definitely looks fishy about the beginning now. Yeah, exactly. It's definitely something fishy going on. Whether he was actually sent forward or maybe even backward in time. I think backward in time would be less sense. Forward makes more sense. But it's one of my theories that I think will probably be revealed to be true, or at least partially true. See, that's one of my favorite ones because I basically thought of that. I watched like that final episode of Black Clover, and I'm just like, wait, where's the ancient demon? The skeleton, where's Demon Lick skeleton? And then I just like I made that theory in the video and like stayed up all night to make it because I was just so hyped about it. But and then it did pretty well. I mean, a lot of views and subscribers, so it was dope. Just dropped an interesting idea for discussion in the theories tab on Discord. Let me know what you think of it if you can ever get around to it. All right, let's go read that, guys. So yeah, if you guys want to, you can also put on the Discord, or you can super chat if you want your theories to be talked about. So let me pull up that Discord and pull up the server. All right. So this is from Metro Lightskin Admin. Do these shells, pods, or sacs on his body possibly hint at this? Let me pull this up. Actually, no, my Discord is going to be too loud. So anyways, do these shells, pods, or sacs on his body hint at his power? They could be flowers that sprout or emit poison or illusions. They could be shells that do similar. Nightmare magic is also in the realm. Or it could represent armor that cannot be penetrated, with tying the idea that he is the leader of the Lucifera wardrobe. What made me think? Yeah, I think that they could be feathers. I know that Adramelech, in like actual like our real world demonology, he is supposed to be like tied to the peacock. So let me pull up some images of Adramelech from demonology. Let me do that. So like this is like, I guess this doesn't really show too well, but you can see like this right here too. He is like a peacock. So the feathers I think is definitely a very good theory there, that the Adramelech will have like some sort of feather type of stuff. From Zamorph Ultra, do you think that Beelzebub will be important? I think definitely he'll be important. Definitely. I think that is going to be one of the first motions or movements of this new saga. Is Lucius's next part of the plan is to get Beelzebub's heart. Because if he already has time magic with being contracted, or having Astaroth, then he already has time magic. And then with Lucifera's heart, he could probably find a way to get gravity out of it. And if he really wants to be like this overall ruler, he would definitely need to be all three of the pillars, because the final gate is space, time, and gravity. So yes, right now he'll have time and gravity. He just needs space. So I think that Beelzebub will be a huge part of the first part of this saga. Maybe he'll have to contract with one of these characters that we know. Maybe he'll contract with this Diamond General here. Maybe I'm wrong about the Earth Spirit, but I think that Beelzebub is definitely be popular, or not popular, prominent. And I think that he'll probably lose. I think we'll get an arc where this is not. We'll probably get an arc within this final saga where it's Lucius, and we finally see what he's capable of, like power-wise. Like he will go and he will take on Beelzebub, beat the shit out of him, and steal his heart now that he has gravity and time. So definitely think that Beelzebub's gonna be important. So definitely need to keep in mind for him and what is gonna happen to him. He might be on the verge of losing his heart, and then he has to contract with or something, because and Zenon are huge parallels to each other. They're like shadows or mirrors of each other. So that'd be definitely crazy there. Wait, we saw, get dropped off at the orphanage in the anime and the manga, right? I'm not sure, but I don't think I saw Asta there. But Asta was dropped off alone. I can't remember the scene. My, memory right now kind of makes me think that we saw, dropped off the church and Asta wasn't there. but I'm not necessarily sure. Could be wrong. So from Matt Schultz, Finkler, $5 super chat. Thanks, Matt. You're the homie. Not enough people are reading your stories. These liberals must be stopped. MAGA, PST Days, your fave, Trump 24. If you guys don't know, he is definitely trolling. It's so funny. Um, but yeah, you guys have any other theories to talk about? Definitely let me know. I am going to start talking about one of my theories that we might get a dark this arc or this final saga. I think that partially what is happening with is that Lucius's whole plan was for Asta and his anti-magic. That was his plan to take down Lucifero. But you have to think about it. If Asta and his True Devil unit could take down Lucifero, then in theory, they should take down Lucius as well. Unless if he has Devil Union, he should not be stronger than Astaroth. Because if he's just contracted and he's using power like the Dark Triad, then he would be weaker than Astaroth. But if he's in Devil Union, he would actually be stronger. So maybe he is stronger than Lucifero. I doubt it, though, because if he was just stronger than Lucifero, why didn't he just straight up take him on himself? But then if Asta was the weapon to take down Lucifero, Asta could then be used as a weapon against him. So he would need somebody to take down Asta. And that could be and maybe that would be part of how he goes to the dark side, or not dark side, but suffers from like the darkness. He has to kill Asta because Asta's like taken over or something like that, and then he despairs. His clover turns into a fifth leaf. He loses that clover, and then his 5-leaf clover grimoire is then used for a Dramalik, which I think a Dramalik can be also very important. Ramble Broku, do you think Asta will keep growing in height? I think it's certainly possible. But Tabata did say that he didn't really want Asta to grow too much higher or taller. He basically said that he wanted to maybe grow like a centimeter. So, yeah. Oh, Faith, thanks for the donation, man. I appreciate that. I made a theory video recently. Lucius's ultimate goal is to save humanity by recreating them. His goal is to eliminate discrimination and make humans stronger than devils and all the races. That's actually a good theory. What's funny, man, is I listened to that theory last night while I was meal prepping. Because I saw it on my feed, and I knew it was from you, so I knew it had to be pretty good. Yeah, so definitely, I really like that theory. And it kind of harkens back to it's like similar to the elves, but it's like with the humans this time, and they're trying to become immortal. So yeah, I think that'd be really cool, especially if some of it comes to fruition and we get to see what these ascended humans are like. But yeah, you guys should definitely check out Faith's channel. Him and I have collabed multiple times, and his latest theory is definitely pretty good, and I think that it has a lot of merit to it. So thanks for the donation, Faith. Appreciate that. And then a $5 donation from I Can't Swim. Thank you guys for all the super chats. It definitely means a lot. You should make a video with King of Lightning. He just caught up with the manga and is making content on Black Clover. It would be awesome to see. Hey, man, I'd definitely be down for that. I've actually seen some of his reactions, and I think that he's pretty funny, and he's got charisma, so I'd definitely be down. Don't really know how to contact him, so... but if he's interested, I would definitely be interested as well. Oni-san, what kind of partner do you think Lucius and Astaroth are? I do think that he will be faithful to Lucius unlike all the other devils. See, I actually think that Astaroth is going to be good. He's going to be a good guy. I think that he lost like a devil binding ritual to Lucius, and I think it might be that Julius is actually Astaroth, but I'm not sure. But I think that he's actually be a good guy, and that like he's actually wanting the change in like the underworld and maybe even the human world, like the things to go good. Broke, do you hit the gym from time to time? Yeah, dude. For one, I'm a personal trainer, so I'm always in the gym like every day because I train people there. But yeah, I do cardio every single day, and I lift weights 3 to 4 times a week. Yes, sir. Make sure you like the stream if you're new. Yeah, man. Thanks for that. I really like the stream. If you enjoy, that definitely would help a lot. Of course, this is a very common theory that's been talked about for a long time, and that is that, this is the next theory I'll talk about, as Lucifugus being like the devil of darkness, or the dark magic devil. I mean, his magic looks, if you look at early series Yami, like when he fought against Patri in the cave, his dark magic looks just like Lucifugus' magic. And with Yami now having a devil heart, that could be or maybe a partial devil heart, we don't necessarily know. That could be a very bad flag. either very good and like Yami uses that to contract Lucifugus and get way stronger, or Lucifugus will take over his body or something like that. Or maybe because of Lucifugus, that's how Yami got the dark magic, and Lucifugus like worked with Osteroth or Lucius to make this whole cliff off thing even possible to happen. So, what do you guys think about Lucifugus? For one, he's gonna be absolutely broken strong. He would be stronger than a Dromelek, because we know that for sure Lucifugus would be at least one gate stronger than a Dromelek. And a Dromelek is somebody, well, we haven't really seen him do shit. All he knows is that he can withstand Lucifero's gravity, which already makes him very strong. But Lucifero also thought that a Dromelek could fight off Yuno and Merlin at the same time, because he told the Dromelek to go do that. So Lucifugus would be even stronger than that. So Lucifugus, even though he isn't in the final gate, would be just absolutely broken, especially if he has dark magic and can use it to a higher degree that Yami can. Imagine Alan is still alive and is training Leopold, because both have fire magic, and that's why Leopold is gone. That'd be cool, but I just don't see it. I want to know more about Alan though, but I wonder if Tabata just made him just to be that parallel for Yuno and Zenon. But where is Leopold, man? Leopold got his time to shine against that 50% Dark Disciple, and now he has ultimate magic, and we didn't see it. We didn't even see ultimate magic Charmy. I thought we were definitely going to see ultimate magic Charmy this saga, but I guess maybe Tabata's saving it. Trump would have beaten Lucifero. You're having too much fun, man. Lucifugus magic is probably more true to be dark matter. Yeah, maybe. Light. Anything on the dwarves? I think the dwarves will definitely be in this arc, or this final part. Just with, Charmy, and this is going to be part of my huge big theory that I'm working on, and that is that, this final saga will probably be Ragnarok, and Charmy's wolf is probably Fenrir, or at least in the line of Fenrir, or maybe Fenrir's one of his children. Just because it just perfectly matches the dwarves sealed, or they bound Fenrir. Fenrir is this giant wolf that eats everything. Charmy's wolf eats everything, uses it for power. Charmy is a dwarven hybrid, so that really kind of adds a lot of connection to there. So I think that the dwarves will be very important in this final part. I think that the power progression is going to get even crazier, despite how crazy Black Clover has already gotten in terms of power progression. And so I think that it's going to be something like armor, weapons, or items that the dwarves are going to create to kind of make this final saga able to come to an end with at least the good guys getting a partial win. So I think the dwarves would definitely be in it. Tabata is not just going to bring up a race like that, a race that's directly compared to the dwarves, to the elves, but also not only is it their magic power is insane. You guys remember that their magic power, Charmy just revealed her dwarven power and just no different apostle. So a regular dwarven hybrid, not even a full dwarf, can defeat an apostle. But also that, not only is their magic power stronger, but their ability to create magical items is also going to be very important. Dark matter isn't visible, but its effects on people reminds me of Death Thrust a little bit. And Lucifugus is summoned by Noct. Everything with them started. Yeah, that'd be definitely interesting if it was dark matter. Okay, so I'll talk about one of my theories now. And so one of my theories is that I'll harken back to one of my most popular theories, and that is Asta being a devil hybrid, but the extension of that Asta will have star magic, or that was his original planned magic before it was taken from him by Lasita. And I still think that is partially true, because let me see if I can find this panel. It was an additional art page in one of the latest chapters. And just looking at it, it adds so much evidence to my theory. Now, I know Yuno is the one who got the actual star magic, but I don't think that's the end of star magic, or the end of that theory. Let me see if I can find the panel. I know it's one of the latest chapters, but it's been a few months now, because we're 2 weeks from the last chapter. Oh, there it is. This probably won't appear very well on stream, but let me pull it up. So this page right here, you have Noct and Yami paralleling each other, mirroring each other. Then you have Asta and mirroring each other. Just got star magic, and his magic, Asta's power, mirrors Yuno. And anti magic, it kind of would work like black holes. You can't sense black holes. You can see how they affect things, and a black hole is a dead star. It's a dying star, which would be a huge parallel for Yuno and Asta if Asta, his magic or his power really is the power of black holes, which also add a lot of credence to like the Lucifero like basis of power or whatever. But then you also look at Noct and Yami. Noct and Yami, they're similar. You have shadow and dark, and then you have the moon because Noct means night. The moon comes at night. Yami can create a black moon. So just the symbolism there adds a lot more credence to it's not necessarily Asta has straight up star magic, but he might have black hole magic, which is actually a theory I collabed with on Anime Rapport on his channel. So definitely funny to see that it's kind of not likely, but a lot more evidence now. Whereas Mars, he has been gone since before the Spade arc. I know, I really want Mars and Ladros. I love those characters. I love Ladros. So I would love to see them back. I think we will definitely see them back in this final saga. I think we'll see a lot of characters back in this final saga. Like even the Witch Queen. I think she's going to be actually very important. So I need to change that back. Okay. So yeah, I think that we definitely will. P poo poo p. Yeah, just quit spamming that. Yeah, Asta's name means star, and I believe it's Norse or Greek. I can't remember now, but it's been a while since I made that theory. So yeah, Asta, and if you just look at, he has the star symbol on his headband. He is so much star symbolism, so much of it. He has the star on his chest when he's in Devil Union. I think that his power will be star related. That was going to be his original magic, but now it's powered by anti-magic. Do I think that Astaroth has the best magic out of all the devils? I think that it will appear to be the most broken, because Lucifero just didn't use his magic for shit. He just kind of spammed not even spells, just his pure magical power and his essence, and it didn't do shit. So Astaroth will probably have... It might, because if you just think about real-world physics, gravity is above time. Gravity warps time-space. It warps the entire universe, holds it together. So it's very possible that Astaroth was overall, as strong or stronger than Lucifero, but his gravity just was the elemental advantage there. Do I think that Asta will get another Devil Javier? I think that's possible. I don't know if they'll go that route though. I think we need to explore Libem first before getting another Devil, which makes it seem less likely because this is the final saga. If Tabata, or if it had been confirmed that the series is going for 700 to 1,000 chapters, I would definitely think that it's way more possible. But it's probably we're only getting 150 to 200 more chapters. So John Thurman, no, it would be sword magic. He probably able to store any weapon. I don't necessarily think that would be true, because he's just using the swords. He definitely has... his powers just... Whatever it is, it's definitely going to be an interesting reveal, what his power was originally going to be. Do you think the War Devil has the strongest magic because he actually escaped into the underworld? No, I don't think he has the strongest magic. I think he's really not that strong. He probably just figured a way out, and he probably, if you think about it, what could he have done? Devil binding rituals bring devils into the real world, which is, I wonder how that works, because wouldn't you want to be summoned into the real world and then beat the shit out of the human, and then you're in the real world? We don't know how that necessarily works. It did say that a devil who defeats a human in a devil binding ritual turns that human into a monster. Maybe he did that, and then he was able to survive in the world. So there are other ways he could have been summoned into the real world and then manipulate his way to come out. Well, not when it comes to mana, but versatility. Yeah, I would say it probably might be the most broken if he had more magic power. If he had the power of Lucifero, if you give Ziggurat the power, the mana, the magic power of Lucifero, he's definitely going to beat him, I would say. Because he should be able to, not metaphorically, hypothetically, create gravity as well. I think time and space are more hacks than gravity, but gravity, time, and space loses. Oh yeah, but against gravity, time and space is, yeah. Couldn't Zagred say open? Not no, because it's his the effectiveness the effectiveness of his magic is how much mana he can put into his words. This is why when he spammed like telling Austin, to die or take a lot of damage or whatever, it didn't actually even do shit to them because they just wasn't strong enough. So I don't think he could actually just stay open and get his way in. But I think he definitely could have used his magic, his word soul magic, to maybe get into a devil binding ritual with somebody, get into the physical world, break out of that contract to stay in the physical world. Don't know how, but that would be a really cool explanation to see how he did it though. We have to also remember that he was doing it as a spirit too, so we don't know how that also works. Like he was just going from body to body. He didn't get his actual body until he was in the Shadow Palace and used the magic stone to summon his body from the underworld. So he actually didn't. His body didn't leave the underworld, just his spirit. So, will Beelzebub be an enemy or an ally to Lucius? I think he'll definitely be an enemy. I think Beelzebub, we will get actual character and lore from him. He might have to try and team up with the good guys, because I don't think that if Lucius has a devil union with Osteroth, and then also gets gravity from Lucifero's heart, Beelzebub is screwed. He's not gonna be able to win. But it might be something cool. Like it'd be cool, like almost like if we get a My Villain Academia arc in Black Clover, but it's Lucius going about. We get to see maybe some flashbacks of what he did, and then now we see him going and getting Beelzebub's heart or whatever. That'd be really cool to see him just take on a supreme devil of the final gate and defeat him and just take his heart. That'd be epic. Zebgred's magic is cyberbullying. That's funny. RTL Faith, who do you got? Yuno versus Yami? That's very hard. I definitely need to kind of... Here's the thing. If it's Yami without his... But then he has William's sword. It doesn't really make sense that William's sword would still contain all of his magic. So I would say that if it's after this arc and they two fought, would win. Also, a lot of Yami's feats this arc against Lucifero, it's paired with Noct, and the two were making each other stronger, whereas was kind of doing a lot on his own. So I'd say probably would defeat Yami. But I'd have to reread that part, so... The fact that his body was sealed in the Shadow Palace could hint he was sealed there in times past. Yeah, I mean, that could be, but I don't think he was necessarily sealed in the Shadow Palace. What that magic stone does is it lets you summon what you want from the underworld, I believe is what it directly says. The magic that magic stone that had that he used. And so I think he actually just put that in there to summon his body from the underworld. It's over if Zagred starts rapping. Oh my god. Got to remember that the Grimoire chose him. Liebe was just saying, yeah, I know that. Yeah. And what's interesting, though, is Liebe manifested anti-magic, and right after he did that, the Grimoire chose Asta. So it's definitely interesting who this power really comes from. Was anti-magic actually Asta? Is the anti-magic coming from Asta? Is this his power? And Liebe is just his vessel. You gotta think about it like that. Liebe didn't get the Grimoire, or Liebe got his anti-magic power, and then the instant later, the Grimoire chose Asta. When you think about it like that, was it really Liebe with the anti-magic power, or was it Asta? And Asta's just basically channeling his power. I don't know. That's kind of a crackpot theory, but it's definitely interesting to think about it. RTL Faith, yeah, we had lots of debate about it. Some of the opposing points were that Yami would basically be invulnerable with his Dark Moon on his own, and he can predict Yuno's teleportation and with Ki. That's definitely would be an aspect of it. As for him being invulnerable with Dark Moon, I don't know if he'd necessarily be invulnerable, though. It would definitely help, but I don't know. It'd be definitely a good battle, though. I think it'd be close either way. We have to also remember that when he fights Lucifero, is not at his full power because he's not in his full Saint power. you think past Wizard Kings should be covered by Tabata or not? I think that's gonna happen, especially if my one of my big theories comes true that Asta dies and goes to Valhalla. He will meet and train with past Wizard Kings. I think that would be so cool. So I think that we definitely will see at least a couple past Wizard Kings. Yeah, Screen Seth, Yami potentially having uh, his own familiar would be something very interesting. He might be possessed or might get possessed. Do you think that the guy can summon the dead to come in handy in the final arc? Yeah, I think he definitely can. I mean, believe it was Rax that said that he thinks that Roddy's could go into the crypt of the Clover Kingdom and take all the bodies of the Wizard Kings and create a freaking huge ass army of these badass, super powerful characters, which would be so cool. So hopefully Rax's theory comes true. Could Lucius have been every Wizard King since he can time travel? Could he have been? Yes. Is he? No. Or probably not. I don't think he is. I don't think the extent of his planning goes back hundreds of years. Like, I think that the Asta being sent forward in time was more so Astaroth and not Lucius. I think that Astaroth knew, because when you think about this, Astaroth is not in the underworld. His Lucius and Astaroth's contract is very different from the Dark Triad. So I think that what happened is Lucius summoned Astaroth into the human world, the physical world, did a devil binding ritual with him, beat him, so that's why he's not in the underworld. And dang, where was I going with this? What was the comment that made me think of this? I don't even remember what I was saying now. Where I was going to go with it. Oh yeah, could Lucius have been every Wizard King? So I think that Astaroth knew that he was going to lose that devil binding ritual because he could see the future, and because he saw that he was going to lose and be like subservient to some human. He like looked ahead and saw what that human was going to do, what his plans were. So then he sent Asta forward in time, so that Lucius would think that this kid who got sent forward in time, or this kid with anti-magic, is going to help me with my plans, is really the guy that, yeah, it'll help him with his plans, but it's also going to be the guy that defeats him. So yeah, I agree with you, Charles. Since they call him the Ultimate Wizard King, I see no reason for Tabata to not give us some background on the previous ones. Exactly, completely agree with you there. Was gonna bring up one of my other theories now. It goes in tandem. What made me think of it was the Asta dying theory. So we have to remember that Real drew Valhalla, which means that as a concept, Valhalla has to exist in some way in the Black Clover, whether it was a old pagan religion, or a real pantheon and Black Clover. He drew Valhalla. His power works like Valhalla does in Norse mythology, where in Valhalla's twilight, the warriors of Valhalla become stronger and cannot be killed. So that's why the spell is called Twilight Valhalla, because it makes all the warriors stronger. They can't be killed, because that's just how Valhalla works in mythology. He then draws Master or Lord of Valhalla, and it's Odin, because it looks like Odin. He even has the head of Mimir on his hip. So Valhalla exists in some capacity in Black Clover, for real to have to have drawn it. And remember, he drew it because he saw Noel's Valkyrie form. So that means he saw Valkyrie, and it made him think of Norse mythology. And when you pair that together, I think Asta's going to die, because the point of Valhalla is you train to become a Jotun slayer. Jotuns being a mythic parallel to devils or demons, so that you can be in Odin's army and fight in the Battle of Ragnarok. So if Asta goes there, he could go there, train with past Wizard Kings that are in Valhalla, get way stronger, become a Devil Slayer. There's some really cool moments that they could play with that. Like, there is the mead of poetry in Valhalla, and if you drink that, it essentially ascends you to godhood. You become super powerful. That could be a really cool concept where Asta sees that, and it's like, oh, if I drink this, I could finally have magic. But then he rejects it, because, like, he needs the anti-magic to still, like, win the day. So that could be a cool play right there, that Asta rejects having magic, even though he's basically wanted it his entire life. And also, it would be a very typical pull from Norse mythology stories where the main hero has a Valkyrie companion. That would be Noel. And it would be really cool if Noel's ultimate magic is what allows her to traverse the realms. So she uses her ultimate magic, and she travels to Valhalla, and she's the one who brings Asta back into the physical world, back into help save the day and defeat Lucius, defeat Osteroth, or whoever it is. So I think that's my theory, is that Asta will die, he'll go to Valhalla, and then Noelle's ultimate magic is going to be something that allows her to travel the realms and save Asta. Because Valkyrie are the warriors that actually take characters from, or take the dead heroes and travel them across the realms. So it really has to kind of work out that way. So see, SG Sami. Is it SG Sami or Sammy? I always get your name confused. What's up, man? How's it going? Yeah, Sami was also one of the guys who has been on his Julius theories, and a lot of people doubted him as well. So I bet I already know that he was so excited when that actually was confirmed. You remember Mars? Haha, he has been gone since before the Spade arc. Yeah, I remember him. We talked about this a bit earlier. Yeah, he'll be back. He definitely will be back. He's a fan, not a fan favorite, but he was a fan favorite though. SG is my initials. Yeah. I don't know, is it Sami or Sammy though? Do I think that Mereoleona surpassed ultimate magic since she was able to punch Lucifero a few times? I think that it wasn't her necessarily surpassing ultimate magic. I think that like when she like lost her arm, or was it her arm or leg? I can't remember. She just was getting too close to Mana, and yeah. Yeah, MG was insane. I cannot even believe that became real. Still feels like dreaming. Yeah, man, it's crazy. I can't believe it. And like, it's crazy how Sami, not Sammy. Okay. It's crazy how we have to wait 3 months after the reveal now too. So it's like we don't even get to see the outcome yet. It's such a long wait. I want to see the reactions of the characters. I want to see the conflict. I want to see the emotions, like Yami, Asta, all of them realizing. That'd be so sick. Has Mereoleona reached her limits? I don't think any character in Black Clover has reached their limits. Beanos, do you think that Asta's Devil Union will have an anti-magic zone? It kind of already semi-does, so I think, yeah. The thing is that he can't have Mana Zone. Mana Zone borrows nature's mana. So he can't borrow, because there's no, at least that we know, there is no nature's anti-mana. So he can do probably something similar if he lets the anti-magic overflow, but it's not going to be in the same way of how Mana Zone works. What's Lucifuge's magic? I think it's going to be dark magic. Other people have brought up this stream that it might be dark matter, which would also be pretty cool. I'm trying to think of what other theories I have. I know I have them off the top of my head, but I just like kind of get lost in all these comments. It makes them all muddled. Not that that's a bad thing. I like talking to you guys. It's fun. Let me think. Let me pull up my Google Docs. See what theories I got brewing in my Google Docs, because that's where I put them all down. Do you have any theories on some people who could be the spirit host of the Air Spirit? Yeah, I talked about it in the beginning. Too bad you missed it. But yeah, I think that the actual guy in this thumbnail, the mysterious diamond general that we don't know yet, I think it's very possible that he has the Earth Mate, or the Earth Spirit, the gnome. I think it was stated that you need a saint magic or arcane magic or ultimate magic to damage a supreme devil, but Mereoleona and Lumiere surpassed that. No, so you need to be saint stage or arcane or ultimate magic to kill a devil that's mid rank or higher. Though it's been shown that you can damage a devil even if you're not, like Nozel, Longris. You can damage devils as long as you're strong enough. You just cannot kill them. You need to destroy the devil heart, and you cannot destroy the devil heart unless if you're saint, ultimate, or arcane. Adi, I think we will see Fogolion get Spirit Dive, and then whoever the Earth Spirit is, he'll probably have Spirit Dive as well. There's 4 Elemental Spirits, Beanos. There's 4 Elemental Spirits. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Do I have any short theories in here? Ooh, wait. This is the most controversial one. I don't know why I haven't talked about it yet because it's also like the most likely theory that is out right now. What do you guys think about the Asta Devil hybrid theory? Give me your thoughts. Of course, the dude with the loudest truck in the neighborhood has to pull up. I mean, Marileona and Lumiere killed that giant devil. Lumiere actually, so Marileona did, but we don't know if ancient demons need to be arcane to be killed. You don't need, like, that's never safe. That's for devils. Ancient demons and devils, they're different things. Also, Lumiere stole the magic from the demon to kill it, and that made him arcane. So, Broku, what's my max on bench? I don't do max bench press. I don't want to get hurt, and I'm trying to build muscle. So maxing out isn't ideal for that. My best ever bench, could do 2 reps of 425 pounds. So that's like I think that's a bit less than 200 kilos. The witch said that Asta was based. If you're trying to say that Asta is not a devil because of the Witch Queen, so hybrids have devil state or hybrid states, just like with Charmy. Their whole body changes, their magic changes, and their grimoire changes, which means their soul changes when they change into their hybrid state. So the Witch Queen saying that Asta is a human, it doesn't hold any water because he's in his human form if he's a hybrid. He would need to actually have his hybrid state activated. At that point, the Witch Queen would be able to tell. Because, like I said, Charmy's whole physical structure changed, and her grimoire changed, and her magic turned into dwarven mana, and then her soul, magic, and body all changed, which means that if that's what hybrids do, if hybrids have their hybrid forms, then Asta would have a devil hybrid form, and if he's not in that form when the Witch Queen looks over it, that it doesn't essentially her analysis is meaningless. Thanks, Marshall. Appreciate that. Hope you guys all love the content. Witch Queen saw Asta's family tree, kind of. I don't think she did see the family tree, though. Out of the three, who do you think is Asta's father? Would it be Lucius, Osteroth, or would it be Julius? I think it would be the most likely Julius or Osteroth, and I think they might be the same person, so... I think that Julius has probably lived for 100 years. Maybe not Lucius, though. I think Asta's going to be a dwarf, and the dwarfs are going to play a big role, such as the Quincy's and Bleach. That'd be interesting. That'd be a really cool parallel, actually. Because, Tabata loves bringing in Bleach references to Black Clover. We need a short king in Asta. Yeah, Tabata said he only wanted to make him like a centimeter taller. I think he actually did. I think I remember seeing somebody pixel scale Asta, and on average he was like a centimeter taller. That's what Tabata wanted to do. But a centimeter in manga is really hard to determine and keep that consistent. So I think that maybe he didn't get that much taller, or maybe he didn't get taller at all. But yeah, guys, any other theories you got, or any theories that you guys want me to discuss? I still have more to talk about in my Google Docs. Like, I want to see more of you guys' thoughts on the Devil Union. Or not Devil Union, the Devil Hybrid Asta. Because that really is, like, by evidence, is, like, the most supported one. That he is a Devil Hybrid. But it is important to remember, though, that just because he's a Devil Hybrid doesn't mean his father is a devil. Because you can be turned into a devil by Megicula's magic. By Megicula's curses. So that it doesn't mean his father had to be his devil, actually, which is something I used to say, but I don't believe that part of it anymore. He still could have a completely human father. What is the final arc going to be called? Arch Star. It was stated that the final arc, I believe, is called the Ultimate Wizard King. Hello, Broku. What do you think about my theory that the Witch Queen was in a relationship with the fourth Zagratis, and that's why she hates men? That'd be kind of funny. I have a really, really interesting theory. Let me see if I can find that on my phone, because I'm rereading Black Clover right now. Maybe I want to keep that to myself right now, though. Yeah, maybe I'll keep it to myself because it's not even fleshed out yet. But it has to do with the Witch Queen and witches as a whole. Because if I don't have it fleshed out, it's going to make no sense if I just start to talk about it on stream. What was Morgan's magic? I believe it was implied to be light magic, which is kind of crazy because that light is supposed to be one of the rarest types, and we have Morgan with light magic, we have Lumiere, and we have Patria. I guess it's only 3 magic users, and that's across different, time. Like, oh, then we have the Augustus, so that's 4 light magic users. So we have 2 in different time frames. So like that's 4 in 500 years. So, do I think the Black Clover movie is gonna be canon? I definitely believe it'll be canon. That's just what the trend is kind of going for manga like Black Clover. Hybrid Asta has too much evidence behind it, but he could be a reincarnation of a devil. Maybe. That'd be cool. Do I think that the Spade Invasion group will return immediately to Lucius' reveal, or do you think he'll revert to Julius and frame the death of Damnatio, keeping it hidden for a greater reveal of the cast? That would be interesting. I think that it will not. I think it will be revealed pretty quickly. I think that they will find Julius gone and Damnatio paused on the floor, and Asta's going to tap him with his anti-magic sword, and then he's going to reveal everything. It's probably a part of the plan to leave Damnatio behind and just leave. Hero, a lot of talk about this one. Will we see past Wizard Kings? Yeah, I believe we will. I think at least 2 other Wizard Kings in the past. Now, in the anime canon, we have seen other Wizard Kings, at least silhouettes of them, from when Sister Lily talked about them. But we don't know any of their names, we don't know their powers, so... The Black Clover movie takes place before the Dante fight, though, because he has no devil arm. Yeah, well, it should take place before chapter 229, before the entire arc starts, because it just wouldn't really fit very well if it took place in between, in the middle of the arc. So I think it'll take place before. So yeah. But I think it'll be canon. I honestly think, though, that these studios should focus on making movies good as the main priority and canon as a lesser priority. Because when you have to fit the story... I mean, the good thing here is that this takes place in a 6-month time skip, so a lot could happen. But then again, it probably has to be a lot less important because it's not mentioned at all in the 6-month time skip. Sister Lily, she is suspicious. I want to know what's the deal with her, because when she uses her magic, she has an upside down cross. You got a theory, but you forgot. Dang, CJ, that sucks. You can just bring it up at a different time. Do you think there's more arcs after the Ultimate Wizard King arc? So this is stated to be the final saga. But there's probably going to be multiple arcs in this final part, in this final saga. Now, the official translation called it the final arc, but the arc saga can be translated to the same. It's very likely it's the final saga, which would mean like multiple arcs, probably at least 100 chapters, probably longer. But after the Ultimate Wizard King, this is stated to be the end, but there could be a sequel series, a sequel spinoff, which I really hope so, because I would love to see more of the Black Clover world. I mean, what if this fails? What if Asta and everybody fails, and then there's a sequel spinoff where it takes place like decades after this failure, and Lucius is in control of the entire world, and it's characters trying to now defeat Lucius in the future? That would be pretty cool. So there could still be a sequel to Black Clover. That it technically would be more arcs after, but this is stated to be the final saga. But it'll be interesting to see if Tabata does more works within this universe. Man, what if Yami is actually cursed by Lucifugus or some other being, though, and Charlotte will be their one to cure it? That'd be kind of cool. See Charlotte get the love reveal there from Yami. My theory. The Faust family created the Shadow Palace. Yeah, that's actually a pretty big theory there, because it's the Shadow Palace, and Nox family had shadow magic, and shadow magic is what they kind of his magic. They said that I think they said his magic was perfect for doing like the devil bargaining stuff. So yeah, started Goku. I can see your message, but anyways, yeah, that's definitely a really cool, interesting theory that maybe they worked. But what if Lucifuger's actually a shadow magic instead of dark magic, and that is the connection there, and like Yami's magic just looks close because it's dark and shadow are super close, but. Broku is from Faith. I need you to be on board with this. All the Dark Triad are dead. Well, I definitely agree that Zenon's dead. I fully believe that Dante is dead. Vanica, I think it's likely she's dead. So Zenon, for one, 100% dead. Dante, I'd say 99% dead. Vanica, like 80% dead. So I pretty much mostly agree with you. But, I think they still could come back with the whole undying bodies and soul magic and stuff like that. But right now, I believe that, yes, it's very likely that they're all dead. All right, Darth Goku, let's see your theory. I've got a really good theory that Sally might be a Zagratis and daughter of Lucius. She looks and acts like Vanica, and Sally's prototype from Hungry Joker has a dad that looks like Lucius. Ooh, maybe it's time for a read of Hungry Joker, because I forget how much is taken from Hungry Joker as like the blueprint for Black Clover. Which also one of the biggest pieces of evidence for Asta being a devil hybrid is that Haji from Hungry Joker is a Mavro hybrid, which Mavro is like the demon devil equivalent of devils in the Hungry Joker. Which Hungry Joker, guys, you should read. Like, in my opinion, Hungry Joker, if it had kept going, would be better than Black Clover. Like, there's only 24 chapters of Hungry Joker, but if I were to compare the 24 chapters of Hungry Joker to the first 24 chapters of Black Clover, I think Hungry Joker is better by a fair margin. Hungry Joker is so good. So good. So underrated. It sucks that Tabata tried to do something different, and then it didn't get the success it needed to keep going. So, it'd be really cool if somehow they were revealed to be in the same universe, or if he did a continuation of Hungry Joker after this, now that he is, a big mangaka. You want an Asta and Dante rematch so bad? Yeah, but the thing is now is that Asta would absolutely just drag him. Asta in his base form would defeat 100% Dante. And Dante doesn't even have Lucifero anymore. So. How do you say the name of the main character from Hungry Joker? I think it's Haiji in the fanlations and Heidi in the official translations. I don't know, though. I don't know, because I've only read the unofficial, and I can't remember. I read two different unofficials. Because I read it twice, and one was Haiji, one was Heidi. And I think it's in the official Heidi, but I can't remember. You think Lucifugus has bomb magic? What? I haven't heard that one. Explain that one, Zamorph. Yeah, I agree with what you just said there, Tom. That if he had the same editorial support as Dr. Stone, it could have been huge. Yeah, I agree. It was basically like if Hungry Joker was almost like Dr. Stone mixed with Black Clover with all like the scientific, like it replaced the fantasy with the science, and that's what Hungry Joker is. Bomb magic, is he Bakugo? So yeah, guys, it's hard to read through all of your comments. Trying to get through most, but if you really want something to be seen, you can super chat any amount, and I read every super chat no matter what. So, but yeah, I'm gonna think of one of my theories, and then we will get back to. Oh wait! I want your guys' perspective on this theory of mine, because I've talked about this theory on videos and seems to get some support. Some people call me stupid for saying it though, but I want like a live chat reaction to what, and that is, do you guys think that Liba is the actual son of Licht, and that he got sent to the underworld or whatever, and because that's why he has no magic? Because remember that all the elves lost their magic from the humans and the magic device. Nib, didn't Zagred distinctly say that Licht isn't arcane right after he did his ultimate magic? What's your reasoning for that? Because before that, they implied he was arcane throughout that fight. No, Zagred never said he wasn't arcane. He just said that they couldn't kill him, which you could just take that as an implication that Licht wasn't strong enough, which is backed up by, from all definitions of what we get of arcane magic, Licht is arcane, and so is Lumiere based on all of that. And he used ultimate magic, which can also kill devils. So the fact that he has both and he didn't kill Zagreus means he's not strong enough. I don't think that's true. I think it will have a better background and reasoning to exist. Did Tetia have triplets? No, I'm talking about how Liba is that son that survived. My theory is that Liba is the son that survived. And then he, for whatever reason, whether that be Magicula, she sent him to the underworld, turned him into a devil, because she can turn people into devils. And he doesn't have magic because he had his magic stolen from the device. Then that could be him. He looks like Asta. There's a lot more to the theory, but I'd buy it, but I think we need clarification of the timeline for when Levi appears in the underworld and when the elf incident occurred. We don't know when he appeared in the underworld. Liba as a devil was probably born in the underworld, but if he was rebirthed or like his spirit changed because he got turned into a devil, then that's what I think. Yeah, exactly, Nib. I agree that I think that Liba is supreme or high ranker. But yeah, so what was the? I'm trying to remember every point. Because we know that the elves, the survivor, that like Tetia and her surviving child went to Elysia, which is on the border of the Spade Kingdom, which is where Magicula is, and well, that's where she was contracted with Ivanica. And Magicula can turn humans into devils with her magic, and Liba would have no, or Licht Jr. would have no magic because of the magic device. So then, Magicula turns Licht Jr. into a devil, sends him to the underworld. And we have to remember that devils are essentially spirits, so if his soul got turned into a devil, that's why he could be a child. I don't know. I can't remember how I exactly displayed it, but there's a lot more evidence than just what I'm saying. Okay, let's see what other theories. Oh, I guess this wouldn't be my Google Docs, but I had a theory that Morris was gonna come back, and I had it written down in my notes. I think I don't know where it's at, but what if there's a devil for every person on the planet? That'd be interesting. That could be possible, and I guess could be why Liba looks like Asta. There's a connection between Magicula and the Witch Queen. Yeah, it does seem like it for sure. There's the curse, the fact that she can cure curses, and the blood magic possibly. Ooh, what do you guys think about? Do you guys remember my Noelle being the daughter of the sea goddess theory, or the daughter of the sea god theory? Because I think that theory is also pretty good, especially with the anime canon that adds to it. Like that is sus. Yeah, I think Captain Will die in the final saga. Oh yeah, wait a minute. How would Tetsuya have gotten to present Elysium without someone having recollection of it? Especially if she may have crossed a strong magic region. Yeah, she would have to cross, like, Elysia is like at the very tip top of the continent on the very like west side, I believe. The like left side of the Clover Kingdom. And that's a long way to go. And it's close to Spade. So I wonder how she got there. Could have been her wind magic. Maybe it was Bell. I still believe that Tetia had Bell back then, and that's why that wind tornado was so strong that it took Licht and Lumiere to take it down. That's actually part of the theory, is that Megigula said that there's no person alive right now that can destroy my decaying world or whatever. And my theory was that Tetia was strong enough because she had royal mana and Bell. And in her, like, she was like a noob with her magic, and her magic was so strong it took Licht and Lumiere to destroy it. And if she had actually gotten stronger, learned Mana Zone or Spirit Dive, yeah, because I actually have that theory where it's a Spirit Dive Tetia. Let's see if I can bring up that thumbnail on my thing. Yeah. Let me see if I can bring it up. Yeah, so yeah, you can see right here, I have a Tetia with in Spirit Dive, the ancient demon who defeated Megicula, or the ancient human who defeated Megicula, Liba's mom, which is, I think, Tetia. Because Megicula implied that there was a human that used to be able to go against her decaying world. If it was Tetia, who got stronger, survived, had Bell, I think that she had Bell. That makes a lot of sense. That would make also sense why the Wind Spirit and the Demon Dweller Sword were found in the same dungeon. Because if the Demon Dweller Sword went with her son, which is, let's say, Liba, and Tetia, then that would make sense why the Demon Dweller Sword and Bell would end up in the same dungeon years later. Do I think the Witch Queen could have been Lumiere's wife 500 years ago and had a child with her off screen, and that's why the rest of the royal family, like Noel Moses, are descended from? I don't think so. We actually know that that witches are not considered humans by the Witch Queen. This is actually what part of that theory I was talking about earlier, then decided to not go into it. But she, like, when she found out that Vanessa had left to go with Yami, she's like a man, and a human man at that, which kind of makes you like think that they're not human, or fully human at least. I wonder if the witches are hybrids, maybe devil hybrids. I know that there is a popular theories. I've seen a lot of people talking about, like, the Witch Queen is either a devil hybrid, or she has a contract with a devil, and that may be why. Broku, what's my theory on Soul being black? I don't know if there should be a theory on it. But there's like other black characters in Black Clover. Like there's the Diamond Kingdom guy, the general. There's also other, like, if you look at the anime, there's like other black people in the Clover Kingdom. So I don't know if that necessarily has to mean anything, but I mean, it'd be interesting if she was a foreigner, and we got a whole new world with like different culture, power system like that. That'd be pretty interesting. Do I think an ancient Grimburial stopped the first devil invasion, like the first cliff off? I think it was an elven, human, dwarven pact, and they all paired up, and that's how they stopped him. I made a theory about it a long time ago. That's something I do want to kind of think about a lot more, is think about the first cliff off and like how the humanity survived that. Because that makes, if humans were a lot weaker back in the past, it makes no sense for how they were able to stop them without help. It would have to be the elves were there. It would have to be the dwarves were likely there. Because just think about it. It was stated 500 years ago when Licht was talking to Raya, I believe, or maybe it was Patri or Veto. He said humans are getting stronger with their magic. And now it's 500 years later. Humans are way stronger because of their magic technology, because of their spells with the Grimoire are way more powerful. Their mana is likely higher because of breeding with the royals and stuff like that. The royals who stole the elven mana. And How would they have stopped? Because spade soldiers get fodderized by low rank devils. I think that's just from the first gate. Imagine the mid rank devils, high rank devils, like the same rank as the red. Then Loth and Nama. The second gate opens. A stronger level, low rank, mid rank, high rank, a Dramalek. It's either back then only like one gate opened or two gates opened, or if all the gates are more than two. If more than two gates open back then, there's a lot of stuff we don't know about that's probably gonna be revealed. What previous series that I have been the most proud of, the most ashamed or embarrassed of? What I'm most proud of is definitely the Oster or the Julius being the fourth Sagratis and Osteroth theory, because I got so much hate for it and I believed in it so much, and then it became true. I don't know. I don't know which one I'd be the most embarrassed of. Some theories I put out there, especially back like years ago, I would put out videos that were theories, even with little evidence, just because like, oh, I mean, it's possible, even though there's not a lot of evidence for it. But I don't know what my worst theory would be. I think you guys have to tell me that one. True, we've seen Xenon and his comrades get slaughtered by that devil in the dungeon. Yeah, we don't know what gate that devil was from, but that was just a mid-rank devil, and it wiped out an entire squad of spade soldiers. And Xenon had to use his strongest spell to kill it, which a lot of people don't realize it, but that likely makes Xenon arcane, because he could kill it. And it was a different kanji for ultimate, so he didn't use his ultimate magic. He just used his strongest spell, and he killed the mid-ranking devil. So, yeah, there's got to be angels, gods, other races, or at least the elves and the dwarves are like using items to help the humans fight, because it makes no sense that humans who were weaker back then were able to actually stop the Cliff Off invasion. Unless if there was just a couple of humans who were just like god tier, which I guess that could be possible and kind of common with fiction. Who do you think created the demon swords? I think it's the dwarves, definitely. I think the dwarves is still a huge play. Oh my god. Somebody put a theory in the Discord, and the sound is so loud. I'm watching it right now. It's a tweet that says, on Asta's first mission, he received a critical hit. I'll bring this up, because I'll just bring this up. You might not be able to. Okay. On Asta's first mission, he received a critical hit that looked like it pierced through his body. Right, he checked the clock on his hand, and it said 3:10. Asta then gets back up, and the injury completely healed. He checked the clock again, and it went back to hours, further proving that Julius was involved and has been manipulating Asta's fights. Is that true? Did they animate it? I wonder if that's in the manga. That's interesting for sure. I would need to go and actually watch it and make sure that that wasn't like edited to make it look like it was a more legit theory. There's a Discord. Where do you find it? I'll drop the Discord link again. I'm sorry. No, dude, no worries. No worries. It's just, I think it might just be that I got these new headsets and I need to adjust the sound of it. And that it's probably just too loud. And it's not like the actual video, it's just my headset. I'll drop a link to the Discord, though. I wonder if it still have it saved in my computer. Yeah. Discord link in the chat, guys. Go and join real quick and come back to the stream. Is that in the manga? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I know he looks at his clock in the manga. His stopwatch, I mean. But I don't know if the time actually went back, cuz oh my god. My computer's so shit when I stream. I need a new laptop or a new computer. Jesus Christ. Who would you want to see face off a devil besides Asta? I want to see Luck fight a devil. Who else? Volgolion with his spirit dive. Asta. So I found the manga panel. Asta gets stabbed. He's looking at his watch. But it looks like it doesn't show the time in the manga. Now that doesn't negate it though, just because it doesn't show the time in the manga. Because like I used one of the bases of my Asta being sent forward in time theory is based on the anime, so. But it's backed up by the manga as well. But yeah, it looks like. Because when I found the panel where he's not. So I would show this on stream. I don't know how good YouTube is with streaming and streaming chapters. I know it's probably safer than in videos, but. Griffin, feel free, Holes. If Asta's Devil Hybrid, does that give him the advantage of only being killed by arcane magic? Because does he be able to take a lot of magical punishment before his black form? I think that because he's in his human form when he's a Devil Hybrid. It's probably if he is a Devil Hybrid, could only be killed by arcane users in his Devil Hybrid state. Yeah, so I think that theory is only in the anime, or that scene with the clock is only in the anime, which is, it still works as a theory, but do people discuss theories in the Discord? Yeah, they do. So if you want to discuss theories with people, yeah, I'll be in there like a couple times a week too. Lucius is paired with Osteroth. Well, yeah. Check the tier list. I added more characters like the elves and characters from. Oh, I mean, maybe I'll do the tier list again after the saga starts. Maybe if there's an arc within this saga and that arc ends, I'll redo another tier list. But maybe I'll have to do a second one. But anyways, oh, super chat from Chris Bird. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate that. $5. That's awesome. What if Noct and the Dark Triad are related? Also, I think it's ironic that Sekra and Asta's mom have sealing magic. Yeah. So, what if Noct and the Dark Triad are related? I know that a lot of people talked about this. I think it's a very interesting theory, and one that holds weight, because it could be a loose relation, like they have the same ancestors and they're not like that related. But I think that's possible. They do look similar. Like, I think it's Noct dad looks kind of like Dante. So I think that maybe they're like third cousins or something like that, if just based on how close they look. But and yeah, also like Sekra has sealing magic, and Asta's mom has. We don't get an official name for it, but we know that it seals physical objects. So it essentially is a form of sealing magic. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. It just seems that Sekra is better because it seems like she can seal physical and magical objects, but. And we know that sealing magic is an ancient form of magic, as stated by Lola Pechka. No, I think that was stated by the Undine, which could maybe add to my theory that Lysita is old, like she came from 500 years ago, because sealing magic is supposedly old. It's ancient magic. Theory on why you get no maidens? I got one maiden, that's all I need. Somebody linked the Heath fight in the theories for the Discord. I wonder if we got any new members this stream. Oh yeah, we got a bunch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 new members. Hell yeah. I'm trying to get this Discord server up to pretty active 2,000, so. Okay, let's see some comments. If Felicity was so old, how is Asta alive today? I talked about this. I think that Asta was sent forward in time. When Asta is dropped off at the church in the anime, The demon skeleton of Demon Licht is not in the background, which would imply that he was dropped off before Licht turned into a demon. And then this is backed up by that Sekre, who was supposed to be the guardian of the Five-Leaf Clover Grimoire. She was asleep for a few years after she turned into a bird, which adds to the evidence that this is when Lasita found the Grimoire and then found Leba. Adrammelech in lore is the most evil devil, including Lucifer/Satan, yet he is nonchalant and aids humanity. See, I don't know too much about the Adrammelech and devil lore. I want to have Jack Oates on one of my streams. We'll talk about demonology and stuff. He definitely would be a good one to talk about in that. But I don't think that he is doing this to aid humanity. I think that just my gut and kind of going off the top of my head, I think that Lucius is going to split Lucifer's heart in half and give half of it to Adrammelech, and Adrammelech will be the new ruler of the underworld. Or if that's not the plan from Lucius, he is just stringing Adrammelech along. I don't think that Adrammelech is going to be good. I think he just hates Lucifer and wants to be the leader of the underworld or something like that. CJ Asta solos a Naruto verse. I have a hard time believing that unless if you use the upper end metas, which are less supported than the lesser scaling in Black Clover. Okay, that kind of makes sense. Yeah, I made a full video on it. If you want to go watch it after the stream. Oh yeah, and this is also something I talked about. Ben, is that my other theory is that this is a theory from a while ago that the Dark Triad were sent forward in time. You can check that one out as well, because that kind of is almost confirmed now that we know that Lucius, the oldest of the Dark Triad, had time magic, which would make that more possible and more likely. Asta does solo. Alright, CJ, tell me how Asta solos the Naruto verse. Alan and Asta could be similar situation to Kane and Ichigo from Bleach, where Kane was Ichigo's cousin or uncle. Alan could be Lasita's brother. They might have other siblings in the Space Kingdom too. Yeah, that's possible. Do I think that Lucius will be a Hax monster like Yuhabak? Yeah, I think he will be. I think that this is what I think. I think that he's gonna have. So for one, he'll have a grimoire, and he'll whatever soul magic, whatever he has, that's gonna be broken, and then he's gonna have time magic, which can be broken, and he'll have gravity magic. I think he'll take Lucifer's heart and give himself gravity, and with that, he will probably have actual gravity spells, unlike Lucifer, who just kind of used his power. He didn't really use very many spells. And then I think he could get space magic as well. I think that Lucius will try and get Beelzebub's power. Choji can sit on Asta and he'd be done. I don't know if Choji could beat Asta though. I don't really know Naruto scaling too much. I have a video project coming out that I've been working on. It's the Black Bulls versus Pain. And I basically kind of only know that how the Pain scales. And based on that, depending on how much stronger Naruto gets in that verse, I can't really tell you who would win. How would Sekre guard the book? She's just a bird. What is she going to do against a person with magic? She's not just a bird though. She can turn into her human form. She was just concealing it the entire time. Also, I mean, she could damage Asta in the beginning of the series by pecking on him. So, if she could damage Asta, she could damage other characters. And it's not even that just the fact that Lasita had the grimoire, but Sekre wasn't there at all. You think that, she would be in the area if Lasita had the grimoire. Isaiah Walls, a bum with only 70 viewers. I mean, I have had more. I have more right now. And, how many viewers do you got? Solid light speed feats in Naruto series is moderate light thing. And I think Haku has, a light speed statement. Did she say that? Bro, are you chatting right now? Who are you? Yeah, I know Naruto's like at least planet level. I've seen a lot of pretty good scaling for that. Asta versus Boruto? Uh, I bought the first volume of Boruto a while ago. Still haven't read it. I've only seen one episode of Boruto. It was the fight. I know there's like a lot of scaling that can make Boruto way stronger than Asta, but I have not tried to scale it myself. I'll have to go look up that statement of when Sakura wakes up. Maybe she could only come back when the thing came up. I can't remember though. But even then, she still should have been there, or like she could just take the grimoire from Sakura, or should have been in the area at least. Always trolls everywhere. Yeah, there's always trolls. It's whatever. Yeah, a week ago, I streamed and I had 300 viewers, but I mean, I really don't care. What if Sigrid was working with Lucius in a drama like we've been getting a lot of comparisons with him this arc. He was the foundation for Devils and Black Clover. I think that Zagredo was more working with Megicula. I think that he is from the final gate, and he's under Megicula. Jack and I actually had a theory on that. We just haven't made a video on it, but it's a really old theory now. But maybe I should get to that because there's a lot of evidence that he was working with Megicula. If you read it, but oh yeah, I guess Sekra says, now that your seal has been broken, at long last my seal will also. But if you read it like that, since she is the one with sealing magic, that could just mean she was letting herself be this bird until Lumiere would wake up. The way that she says it. She says, now that your seal's been broken, at long last my seal will also. She's the one who sealed Lumiere. So... But maybe... Let's go to 205, because that's when she seals him. Maybe you're right. Maybe she says that when she seals him. Big fan, bud. Do you think Tabata redeemed himself with the surprise of Julius? I don't think there was anything to redeem, really. I still like the saga, how it would have possibly ended in 330. But I think it just made it a lot better with the Lucius reveal. But I don't think there was anything to really redeem. The only thing was that I guess the villains weren't great, but now we got like probably is going to be the best villain, one of the best villains in fiction, one of the best villains in shonen. Yeah, there could be several factions of devils working together, Limai. So I mean, it doesn't necessarily say that she would be sealed. Wait. Yeah, she just said she sealed him. I don't know. The thing is, she should have been in the area if Lucita found the grimoire. If you read it, okay, let me read. She says, so this is after she seals Lumiere. She says, after that, years passed before I woke up again. For some reason, I had been transformed into a bird. Having been excluded from the natural realm, for 500 years I watched over Lick's grimoire. But if you actually read the passage of what happened here, it shows her as a bird, her eyes are open. She says, after that, years passed before I woke up again. For some reason, I've been transformed into a bird. And then it shows her up and she's looking at Lumiere who's sealed. And then she says, having been excluded from the natural realm, for 500 years I watched over Lick's grimoire. Which, according to how that is written, even like with the comma or whatever, I think that would still have to mean that she was asleep for several years, and then she watched the grimoire for 500 years. I think Zagreta is working with Beelzebub since he had a space warping weapon. That'd be interesting. Teams of high rankers should still present an issue to not top tiers. Yeah, it would be the not top tiers, yeah. But, yeah, I guess it depends. How can high rankers be relevant? Yeah, this is what I was going to talk about. How can high rankers be relevant again without being above Supreme Devils, Wilthanama, or the bare minimum? Yeah, I think that the only way that high rankers could be relevant is if they ascend their power. Like in theory, you should be able to get stronger. So like Devils should be able to get stronger. Like we've seen this. So yeah, even Spirit Guardians scale relative to someone like Zagread. Yeah. You've probably already answered this, but who do you think Julius was? Do you think he was a real person or some persona made by Lucius or somebody else? Or something else? I think that he is a real entity. I think he could be Osteroth. And, or he could just, I don't know. There's so many ways. Like, I don't know, but I think that if I go with my gut, I think that Julius is Osteroth. I don't know why I want to go with that, but that's what I'm going to go with. I'm not saying it's the most logical, but that's what it makes me think of. High rankers could be stronger if they're from lower levels. That is I feel like that's not very likely, just because it's likely that if even the high rankers on the final gate should be weaker than the devils, the Supreme Devils in the weakest gate. Yeah, more modified mid rankers, high rankers potentially ascend. Yeah, so they could be like they have ascended to get stronger. It could just fall into the line of like how it works in the Clover Kingdom, where technically you could be a junior Magic Knight 5th class and be stronger than other ranks. It's just in the Devil world, it's a lot more strict like that. But I mean, you could still have it so that a high ranking Devil surpasses a Supreme Devil. What do I think of the Witch Queen having a contract with the 5th Gate Devil? I think it's for one, who do you think is the 5th Gate Devil? You analyze the Heath Watch theory against Discord. It isn't edited to push narrative. Oh, interesting. So it's just the anime does it that way. That's interesting. I mean, the anime can and does add stuff to the story that it should be taken as canon. Omnar Goldmane, are you going to do PT videos like personal training? I'm assuming. I do CrossFit. What kind of workouts do you do? No, I'm probably not going to do any personal training videos. I train clients. For one, I don't think that they would want to be on videos, and for two, I don't know what type of content I would make with it. But I just train for pure hypertrophy and do cardio. So I do 3 sets of each exercise, and I do push for 8 to 12 reps, and then I take a 90-second rest, and do like 2 sets per body part, or not 2 sets, 2 exercises per body part. So, but no, I'm probably not gonna do any PT videos unless if I can relate it to like anime or manga or Black Clover. But okay, well, I just saw a recommended video on this stream's feed, and it's one of my old videos. And it was me basically predicting, using Eurus, which was an obvious theory at the time. But I believe Notice is the final wind god that will probably use a weapon of. What do you guys think that final weapon will be? Because yeah, it's Zephyr, Boreas, Eurus, and Notice. So what do you think that final weapon will be? Ooh, Sung Jin Woo. I actually like that theory. That Megicula is Osteroth's daughter. That is actually heavily supported because when Charlotte was cursed, the curse was going to trap her in a cage of time. So if Megicula is the daughter of Osteroth, maybe that's how she's able to do it. His last weapon will be a gun. Hey, I'm not sweating on that. I'm not gonna doubt that theory because there are guns in Black Clover. There are straight up guns in Black Clover. That was in the manga. So, yeah, that would actually be hilarious if just pulled up the Glock and filled it with wind and stars. Ooh, defensive would be dope. Ooh, what if Notice was armor? That would be dope. That'd be so sick if he could have the armor around him, and then use his wind to shoot Eurus without using his hands, and then dual wield Boreas and Zephyr. That'd be cool for him to have armor. That'd be really cool. Glock 19. Hornus. Do I think that Zagred was a top tier high ranker? For some reason, I'm sure there's going to be an insane high ranker. Well, I mean, in my theory, he's from the same gate as Megacula, which is the final gate, which is confirmed now. But then again, there should still be room to move around within the high rank, because he could have been a high rank in the final gate, but the lowest high rank, like the weakest high rank in the final gate. So I think there is definitely room for there to be way stronger higher rankers, especially with, essentially being confirmed that devils can ascend in power and rank, even though Megacula and Liba said that wasn't the case, but which is funny that Megacula said that when she herself was one who did it, which really makes me think that Megacula is going to come back and have a huge role because of how smart she is. I think Osteroth is Austin Liba's father. That's definitely likely. Broku, do you have any tips on starting a light novel since you have your own? So tips on starting it is, I think it's good to go through the process of brainstorming for it. Basically just in your head or whatever, writing ideas down. I usually just think about a lot of stuff in my head and write like the good ideas down. And think of like the entire process of the story, then get a loose outline, like get an entire outline of the first novel, like the first volume or for the first book, and just write a paragraph summary of each chapter. And then make sure when you are writing to that outline, do not strictly write to it, because you will think of better ideas as you write the story once you realize stuff that an outline can't capture. So brainstorm, then outline, and then that structure will actually help you create a good flow of the story and add new stuff to it that you wouldn't have thought in your brainstorming phase. Noelle with the trident. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's gonna be epic. Yeah. So Sea Goddess Noelle is gonna be broken. She's gonna use sea. Oh, that's gonna be epic. So when you think about it, the Light Triad, Asta, Devil Hybrid. Noelle is a demigod. She's a god hybrid. What is gonna be? Well, we already know. He has the soul of an elven hybrid, so that really fits that all of them are tied to hybrids or hybridization, which fits with the theme of the Light Triad and them having similar stuff. The sea god will be explored, same as Noelle's connection to him, since we have yet to see Kyoto and Kahona. Yeah, it definitely. There's just no way. Like, yes, the anime canon added stuff to it. You can even argue that it was just filler, but even without that, there's still so much evidence for it. Yeah, I think that Noelle's ultimate magic is gonna just be, it allows her to travel across realms, and she'll take Asta out of Valhalla. Can Mimosa surpass Noelle? I think anybody can surpass anybody, but it's very unlikely that Mimosa would. Beelzebub now has a soul body, and yet he didn't attempt to manifest. I won't be surprised if he's also in the human world. But does he get a keep? Is he able to take the body if Xenon's dead, though? I'm thinking that maybe higher ranked Supreme Devils have more than one heart. The ones from the last level have 3. That is why Megacula needed 3 souls. That's actually not a bad idea. Or a bad theory. Yeah, Devil having nightmare magic. I think that could be a Dromelic, possibly. Technically, in Black Clover lore, the elves worshipped God, so wouldn't Noelle technically have more potential than Yuno since he's merely an elven hybrid? I think that it is confirmed that Noelle has the most potential. More than Yuno. Um, so, I mean, probably. I don't even know if she's using any of her goddess power, though, except for maybe when she uses Sea Dragon's Roar. So, like, Noel. So, yeah, the elves worship gods because they were the apostles of Sephiroth. But we also don't know if that god is way stronger than the sea god. How did she lose on the inside of her glamour world? What were the restrictions to her magic? Well, she lost to Morris because he could affect intangible concepts. Because of that, he was able to destroy her glamour world. Yeah, Star Magic could be a pretty easy path to him scaling to Black Clover characters to star level, because either if he creates like a huge star, or if he can summon like the power of stars in the sky, that would like definitely make a pathway for easy star level scaling in Black Clover. The strongest Sea Temple Guardian used a Sea God titled spell, and Kino Kino used a Sea God titled spell. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, not a lot of people have the magic type to break out of Dorothy's glamour world. It's broken. What if Osteroth got Lysita pregnant in the same manner as God got Mary? Well, I mean, that's actually one of my theories, is that Asta has no father. Limelight, what if the Black movie will expand upon the dwarves? I mean, it's possible. I just don't know if I see a movie doing something so important that the manga should cover. It's possible, but I don't know. I don't know. It's hard because I also think that the Earth Spirits compete, but that's also a pretty important factor to be shown in a movie. Alright, I'm going to try and talk about a couple theories. I'm probably not going to stream too much longer, maybe like 15 minutes. So if you have any theories or anything you want me to talk about, just put it in the chat, and I'll try and get to it. But if you really, really need something questioned, you can put in a super chat, because I'll guarantee I'll respond to every super chat. But I'll come up with a theory first, or talk about one of my theories, and then I will look through the chat to look for more of those of your guys's. I guess what I could talk about is the order. Now we know the order, the rough order of devils and the cliff off. So we have Lilith Nama gate, the first gate. Second gate is Drama. Third gate, we don't know. But we know the final three devils are Megicula, Beelzebub, and Lucifero. So with that, we know, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 6 of the 10 devils. We only know one other devil, right? Which is Lucifugus. It's in the middle there. So we know 7 devils. So this is what I'm predicting. I think that Lucifugus will be the gate right next to the final 3. So what would that be? The 6th gate? I think the 3rd gate will be Bow or Ball, which is like a forge devil. And that leaves, what, 2 more devils? I think it will be like Asmodeus, and then, God, I can't think of the devil's name now. So it would be Lilith Nama, Adramelech, then Bow, then Asmodeus, and then, I can't remember the devil's name. Was it Belphegor? I can't remember, but that's, I think, like a rough thing will be. So I think that we will see I think we will see all of the Supreme Devils too. I think we will see all of them. I think some might come to the side of the Clover or the good guys to stop Lucius. They'll still be evil, but like this is something they need to stop, maybe. But I think we will see all of them. Some will be villains that will probably side with Adramalik or side with Lucius. Some will be good that will side with humanity. I think that even if it's just one that sides with humanity, I think one will. And it might even be Beelzebub. So, yeah, I think that we will see all of them. I think that we will definitely see all of them. That's kind of been a question now, a huge question in the fandom, with this being the final saga. And we've only seen, Lilith Ma, Adramalik, and then we haven't even technically seen Osteroth yet. We've barely seen Beelzebub. We've barely seen Lucifugis. And there's still 4 other devils besides them that we have not, seen at all. I think we will see them all. Because I think that there will be enough time to at least introduce them, see their power, and then they'll probably have to... We need to be prepared that some of these Supreme Devils are probably going to be jobbers. We need to be prepared for that. Because that's probably going to happen. Maybe not the stronger gates, like the gate after Adramalik, because I think Adramalik will become way stronger, because Adramalik, whatever the plan is with Lucius, is going to make Adramalik stronger. But like Baal, which should be the next devil after Adramalik, is probably going to get jobbered. Maybe even the devil above or lower and stronger than Adramalik as well. But then the devils after that, like Lucifugis, they're probably not going to get jobbered. They'll probably be pretty strong, but with how Tabata can handle things like that, like the Diamond Generals, the fat one and the other one, the black one, they were turned into fodder, and they were jobbers. Even though the fandom was hyped for them for the longest time, because of their designs, and they look cool, and they were Diamond Generals. Jack! I heard someone say Belphegor, so I came running. You came at the perfect time, yeah. I was actually talking, because a lot of people are asking me about demonology, and that means we're definitely have to stream together soon, Jack. And we're going to go questions galore into the demonology, because a lot of people, they want to know, like, the likely prediction of what devils will be the remaining ones, the order of them, their magical powers, their possible, like, ties to, are they going to be siding with Lucius? Is there going to be a devil, like some devils with Lucius, some devils helping the Clover, and some devils on their own? So that'd be fun to talk about with you, Jack. I would definitely want to have you come on the stream. Because, like, Jack was really good with the theories for the cliff off, because he predicted Lilith and Nama. He predicted Adramalik would be the next devil. He predicted that Megicula, she wasn't originally a part of the cliff off, and that was true because she had to usurp Osteroth. Our season ended, so I got just time. Oh, sweet, yeah. So, I don't know when I'm going to stream next, because I'm actually moving tomorrow, but maybe by Friday or Saturday, or I don't know, we'll figure it out, and we'll do the stream, talk about demonology and devils and Black Clover, because that'd be really fun. The final saga will cap at around 600 to 800 chapters for sure. So much content is yet to be explored. Do you really think that, like, you think it's at least we're getting 270 more chapters? That's a lot for, like, I hope, and I know it's possible, but I think that the minimum is not 270. I think, like, the bare minimum is 100 chapters. The Jack fake Lucifero theory. Yep. He also predicted that Lucifero could also be called Satan as well, or whatever. He's had so many correct theories about the demonology in Black Clover that I can't even keep track. So we definitely need to have him on. Jack Oates, I'm talking. Oh yeah, I wanted to read this one. Sun worship is attributed more to other devils than Satan / Lucifer, like Adramalik. Talking real life too. Hope your move goes smoothly. Thanks. Yeah, it's pretty smooth. It'll be pretty smooth. Like, it's where it's not too far, so I don't have that much stuff. I'll have help from friends to help them move, so it'll be pretty easy. It's just, it's a process, and, moving my computer, my desk. I don't know what time I'll have to actually stream, with my mic and all that, so. What do you think of the Charlotte and Luck being related theory? I think it's pretty likely, actually. Um, I don't think it's 100% has to be a thing, but I think it's pretty likely. Do you think the Earth Spirit could have major implications about the two worlds and pushing back the underworld along with Cliff-Off? Do I think the Earth Spirit could have major the two worlds? I think that it will be important. I don't know if it'll have important to the physical world and the devil underworld though. What is the more broken magic in Black Clover, by the way? Um, See, I don't know. Like, one of the most versatile is Word Soul Magic, but the more I think about Word Soul Magic, the more I think about it, it's kind of overrated because Ziggurat had the most magic power, and if the potential of magic is tied to your magic power or mana amount, and if he had two people that he had more mana than, that was more powerful than, right in front of him, and Asta and Yuno, and he spammed kill spells and damage spells, and I didn't do shit to them, and it barely repelled them, can we really call Word Soul Magic that broken? Sure, it's versatile, but is it that broken? I don't know. What do you think about the Witch Queen being contracted with Osmodius? That'd be interesting. I know that there's a lot of devil ties that she could possibly have based on, I mean, I think it's something like, the witches are very common, working with demons or devils, and like, how people saw them in our world and even in fiction. And just the way the Witch Queen is, she might have two magic types. Those crows, that seem like a magic type. And she has blood magic. So that's another huge piece of evidence. And if something like, I think it's her necklace looks similar to Nox, where it could be like a relic of a devil, and that's how she was able to make a contract with one. So that would be really cool to see if she does have a devil. Do you think that the devil underworld is hell or an afterlife? It could be both. Word Soul Magic is broken, so Greg just wasn't. Is it though? Because if we look at Word Soul Magic itself, it had magic power of Zagred, who is above Licht in magic power in terms of mana amount. But Zagred couldn't kill two people that were weaker than him with him right in front of him. Because we know that the effectiveness of his magic is based on how close they are and how much mana he puts into it. I'm not saying it's not broken, but it seems like it's a lot less broken than a lot of people make it out to be. Okay. What if against the devils, Liba's abilities manage devils back to the underworld instead of killing devils? Oh, that'd be actually interesting. Do I think the Witch Queen was... Oh, that's a plane. I was like, what the hell is that noise? Do I think that the Witch Queen was alive when the first Cliff-Off opened? I think yes. Oh, that's a truck. Actually, no. I think that it's possible. Dude, your truck is so loud. I think it's possible. We know that she's at least was alive when the elves were, but it seems like the Cliff-Off... I don't know when. The Cliff-Off has to be at least 500 plus years ago. So, we know the Witch Queen was alive for a long time. Maybe that's how she got her contract, because of the Cliff-Off opened, and that's how she made her contract. I don't know. Definitely, I'm sure we'll get to know more about the Witch Queen and know if she was, though, in this final saga. This man asking the weirdest questions. Who? Oh, this Vonica Fruchin. 1200 plus. Yeah, because the Heart Queen was founded 1200 years ago. Bruh. How is that implied in the anime? I would actually love to see if that was true, if it was implied in the anime. Yeah, I believe that Limai is shotgun. Which, if it is, it's funny, because I remember when I would stream, like, years ago, and you didn't even believe that Zagred was, like, that. Like, you thought that Zagred would destroy the Triad and stuff. And you really, it was fun. Fun times. I know, I was just talking about that RKM ball, like, a half hour ago. How did the Cliff-Off get beaten the first time? This is a huge question that needs to be answered. We know that humans were weaker back then. At least 500 years ago. They were weaker. Their spells were weaker. That was before the humans had stolen the elven mana. Before magic technology had gotten great. And yet, these humans, like, we see humans, like the Spade soldiers, fighting low-ranked devils and being completely outmatched. That's the first gate, low-ranked devils. Mid-rankers are way stronger than that. High rankers are way above that. You would have Lilith and Nama. And then the second gate, and then the third gate. I don't see how they stopped them unless if there was, like I said, at least elves and dwarves. Maybe angels or gods. Or, like, other, like, the sea god or whatever. Scream Boy, how do you think that will match True Devil Union Asta's strength? I actually believe that it is something that a lot of people are not considering. People just think that True Devil Union Asta is the peak and nothing's going to get stronger. Then has no shot, but has a lot of potential left. Still hasn't learned True Magic, and can learn True Magic for 2 magic types now, because he has 2 magic types. So he could learn True Wind or True Star. So that's one way that's going to make a huge difference. You can say that True Magic's not that strong, but it's relative to somebody. So if somebody has never used True Magic, it's going to make them way stronger. So True Magic would make them way stronger. Then there's Ultimate Magic, which can do it for 2 magic types. You can have an Ultimate Wind spell and an Ultimate Star spell, and then he can still learn his Magic Stone. And the list goes on and on. It could be other magic items or whatever, but he can still easily close the gap. I think by the end of the series will be Asta versus and Asta I think is going to win, but it's going to be a close one, which will show that is barely below Asta. Elves often saved humans from natural disasters, i.e. the first Cliff-Off. The Apostles are above Supreme Devils. Remember, the Apostles weren't at full power when they resurrected. I don't believe so, Limai. Because natural disasters are not. That wouldn't be a natural disaster. The Cliff-Off tree would not be a natural disaster, I don't think, just based on that wording. Also, that logic of the Apostles weren't at full power when they were resurrected, it still wouldn't make sense for them to be Supreme Devil level, because Licht, he scales the Lumiere of the past, and a Lumiere could not defeat the Ancient Demon. And Zagred thought that if he had a body, he would no-diff Lumiere. So that would mean that because of that scaling, that the Apostles were not drastically stronger back then, unless if they were different Apostles. Can anti-magic erase true magic? In theory, it very well should. This is another thing. I should maybe make a video on this, because I still see so many people talking about this, that why don't they just use true magic against Asta? It'd be his weakness. It very likely would not be the case, because people say, oh, well, true magic lets you use the real element. But real elements in Black Clover still can have mana in it. In fact, because have the grand magic regions, so that's natural elements, but they're still powered by mana. And when Gaja uses true magic, he says this is the power of nature's mana. So there's still mana in it, so very well likely anti-magic would destroy true magic. The Apostles are probably weaker than the ones in the Cliff-Off War. I think that this is probably the case. Ancient Demon Lick scaling is weird, but it's still probable to bottom made it vague to upscale the Apostles to Supremes, possibly. It could happen. It just still isn't supported based on what we have. I get what you mean. It's just that, Lick scales to Lumiere in the past, and Zagred thought he would have basically destroyed that Lumiere, and just based on what we saw of Zagred, the scaling doesn't add up. But I do agree that All Tabata needs to do is say it, make a few statements, and it could change. But anti-magic should not be derived from mana. It can't be sensed. It seems to be different. It affects things differently. I guess you could maybe say that it could very possible end up being some sort of mana or a different type of mana, but I doubt it. Yeah, exactly, Darth Vader. Anti-magic would erase the arrays before they can go off. But for some people, though, they can actually make them pretty fast. So if it's a slow caster, then he would destroy it. But if somebody's fast enough, he wouldn't destroy it. But by everything that is implied, I think Zagret is not a normal high-ranked devil. I mean, I don't think he's a normal one, but he's still not very strong. Why do you think Austin Yuno will fight? Because Tabata's teased it. They were going to fight, or he made it seem like they were going to fight in the Royal Knight Selection Tournament. Then he made it so they didn't fight. And that was actually part of Julius's doing. And then they both want to be the Wizard King, so it's probably they're both going to have equal merit, and they're going to have to fight each other to become the Wizard King. And I think that's why they'll fight. It'll not be a fight of trying to kill each other. I think the most likely one is that they'll just fight. Whoever wins becomes the Wizard King. And Asta will win, he'll become the Wizard King, and then Yuno will become the King of the Spade. Devil magic derives from negative mana? Yeah, it does. But I don't think anti-magic does, if that's the same person. Yeah, if anti-magic would derive from mana, then Araya would have copied it, but he copied... he can only copy the physical makeup of the sword, but not the anti-magic. Yeah, I don't think I don't think Lucifer is dead either. He just lost one of his hearts. He probably has two, or he's probably still just, it's probably just half of his heart. What if Lucius has human magic and just created Dante Von Alakazam on a Julius? That'd be nuts. Is it impossible? No. Is it crazy though? Absolutely. Okay, oh my god. Does Magna have no maidens? That's funny. No, Asta doesn't have sword magic because he copied the sword. He can, what is it? So transformation magic, it probably stems from his transformation magic, honestly. Because transformation magic, it doesn't make you just look like the character that you're transforming, but it also creates their clothes. So if he could recreate Asta in his clothes and touches the Grimoire, means he should be able to recreate the anti-magic sword as well, even though it'd be just the sword, not the anti-magic. Is it possible for Asta to make Kondrag and more devils? I think it is theoretically possible. He just might not be able to use anti-magic while doing that. Will the Undying Bodies play an important role in the upcoming arc? Basically, almost certainly, yeah. It's probably going to be the main theme and main goal, main plan of the final saga. So yeah, definitely. All right, guys. Lay it at me. I'm going to leave any minute now. I'm going to end the stream any minute. So if you have anything super important, get it out. Get it out. Because I'm about to end. I will be streaming soon. Hopefully this week I will have the Asta versus complete power scale and versus battle done. It's been scripted. It's been recorded. I've started editing it. It's going to be a long video though. It's probably going to be at least 30 minutes. So it's going to be a good one. I'm really excited for it. I hope you guys will love it. But I will probably stream again this week too. I just don't know what day. And hopefully we can get Jack Oates on one of the streams in the near future. But Oh, that's a good theory that you think Lucius is a representation of Loki from Norse mythology. That'd be interesting. You know, yeah, had many faces, forms, god of trickery. What's up, Hypnodisc? How you doing? Thanks for coming in. I'm doing good. But yeah, I think that's gonna end it here now, guys. Pretty good stream. Had a lot of fun. Almost 2 hours. Good. It's going good. Yeah. So basically, just gotta go work out, and then I gotta finish getting my stuff ready for moving tomorrow. But I will let you guys know. Don't forget, I will do one more drop of the Discord link. You can join my Discord. You can at me if you have any cool theories or any questions or power scaling or anything with Black Clover or manga or fiction or anything. You can just message me or whatever. But yeah, there's my Discord link. You can go into that, join my Discord. It's called Cloverheim. And I will be seeing you guys very soon. Thanks for coming into the stream. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for all the support. It was a fun one. Hope you guys all have an amazing day. See you.